Hi everybody, I have great news. We are doing great. Of course, you know that we already have a bipartisan letter from the House that shows clear majority support for the extension of our payroll support program that will do these things, right? It will extend the payroll support for another 6 months to March 31st, 2021, require that there's no involuntary furloughs. It will also maintain the ability to have service to all of our communities. So the airlines are not in a position where they're pulling out because those are not money-making communities, and we'll make sure that we're continuing to provide service to all of our communities and also for flight attendants being able to commute to work. We also will have, of course, an extension of the ban on stock buybacks and dividends and the cap on executive compensation. And so this is on the table in the negotiations right now, and it has been confirmed by the House that there is full support there. And the Democrats put this on the table, so we enjoy the support of the Senate Democrats already. But what we needed to show the White House in these discussions, Secretary Mnuchin and Mark Meadows, who are at the table, is that there's also overwhelming Republican support. And so not only have we had senators weighing in there because of your calls have been amazing, but we actually also have a letter to the leadership from 16 Republican senators. And let me just say, Cory Gardner from Colorado led on this letter. I want to be very clear. These are thousands and thousands of calls that went into Colorado, into Texas, into many of these states. And you are the reason, as constituents, that you made this happen. So Senator Cory Gardner led on this letter. It was signed also by Todd Young, Richard Burr, Roger Wicker, who is the chairman of the Commerce Committee, the Committee of Jurisdiction over Aviation, and he has been an incredible champion and continues and will continue to make sure that this provision ends up in the final package. We also have Senator Inhofe, Senator Roberts, Senator Risch, Senator Sullivan, Senator Cornyn. Good job. Those calls in Texas worked, everybody. And Senator Collins, Senator Hoeven, Senator Rubio. Again, a lot of calls in Florida. A lot. And the calls in the last day especially made a big difference there. We also have Senator Capito from West Virginia, and I just want to give a shout out right now to the United Mine Workers of America. They made that happen. They stood up for us and got her on the letter this morning. We really thank them, and we have to recognize the power of solidarity here. We also got Senator McSally, Senator Murkowski. So those of you in Alaska, you got both your senators on here, and Senator Daines in Montana. And let me just tell you about this one. So Montana is not a big state, doesn't have a lot of constituents, doesn't have big air service in there. Senator Daines said, this sounds like a good proposal, but I want to hear from a constituent. And our government affairs activists who have been burning up the phone lines and calling people directly and patching them through to talk to their senators, took that list of AFA members in Montana, called people, and within 30 minutes we got 4 calls, just 4 calls, you guys, into Senator Daines, and he signed onto the letter. So sometimes it takes thousands of calls, sometimes it takes picketing, sitting in offices, doing all kinds of things. And sometimes it's just the one call that you make that makes the difference. I want you to always remember that. So this is extraordinary. We also, I can say, have the support of Senator Thune, Senator Barrasso, and I'm missing someone right now. Shoot, they're in leadership. They did not sign on to the letter because of that. But we are continuing to build support. This letter, we wanted to get the letter done, so the letter was turned around in 24 hours only. So there may have been others who would have signed on if we had gone longer, but that's really extraordinary. And what this shows is that we have well over 60 votes in the Senate in support of our provision. Now, I want to be really clear, this provision is part of a much bigger package. So as you're following these discussions, you'll see that the package is not completely together yet. And we are in really good shape here, but I need you to understand, keep calling, because it is your calls that raised the urgency of this issue. And we do not need these negotiations to go on and on and on. So we need you to keep calling, both our supporters, and now you can thank the ones that I have named, but to let them know how important it is that they signed and how important it is that they keep up fighting for you. And let's get this done, everybody. I am about to run up to the hill, so I got to run. But I'm grateful for all of you, and I really. Oh, you got to thank your government affairs representatives at each of our airlines, at each of our AFA airlines. They have been working their butts off. And I'm not going to start naming them because I'm going to miss some right now, but I'm just going to tell you they have been working every single day, all day long, both in meetings directly with these offices, but also in calling you and getting you to take action. And I want to note finally that we are doing this with other unions. We are doing this totally in solidarity with other unions. We could not do this without our partners at the Airline Pilots Association, the transport workers, our CWA, sisters and brothers, the Machinist Union, the IAM, and APFA, of course, and many other unions. There are 16 transportation unions working in solidarity on this. And I just cannot tell you how much that means. And I also want to note, too, remember last year when we stood up for the air traffic controllers and we stood up for the transportation security officers and the federal aviation inspectors who are members of PASS, all of those union members actually threw their weight in on this, too. And so we stood up for them, they're standing up for us now, and that's how it works. That's how we continue to build our power. So thanks, everybody. Please keep calling, and let's get this done. Bye.